afternoon, all Leadtek's new friend and old friend. I'm Ku Chen, responsible for the marketing department. Okay, this year is pretty special. Not because I joined Leadtek, but the real reason make it special is Leadtek moved forward to the cloud. Okay, being one of the authorities of image processing suppliers, our first cloud solution entering the market is remote workstation. This solution we unified NVIDIA, Supermicro, and the ISV content partner, not only providing a safe, efficient, and cost-down way to the user, it also makes the resource of enterprise more centralized and easier to manage. After several months of actual marketing tests, the solution is exactly what the customer aspires to have for a long time. It's also owned by Leadtek. As it mentioned, we bring application into cloud. So I think you can find there are so many content. There are so many content of the cloud in this seminar. So, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to keep your guessing here. This is just a beginning of Leadtek. Soon, we will start a cloud revolution in the market. A stronger technology and the product will soon enter the market. Please keep wait and see. So, Simon, I think it's your show time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Now let's welcome Simon Chen. 现在我们请陈经理为我们进行演讲和产品的展示。
Frankly speaking, we can speak Chinese, but we have a far away friend who comes from Argentina. Let's welcome the so let's keep our speech in English. If any question, you can just raise your hand and we can do the Q&A in real time. So what I will talk about in this section, I will talk about the desktop virtualization and remote workstation applications. In the first one and the second section, we talk too much technology, but now we will talk more about the applications and we know how to sell solutions to the client. So let's start. In this page, you can see there will be two parts. The first part in blue part is the VMware virtual desktop infrastructure, and the green part is the remote workstation. In the blue part, the Windows desktop will be encapsulated in the virtual machine. Then the virtual machine will be delivered from VMware vSphere server to the front-end Zero client. In the green part, the graphic card, AutoCAD, Autodesk, and Adobe, and Dassault, and some PPC application will be installed on the workstation. Then the Windows desktop will be delivered from the workstation to front-end Zero client. So, the 70% employees, they are using the virtual desktop to function ERP, CRM, serving internet, and sending email. And they will be engaged by the 30% IT investment. But don't forget one thing, the most important thing is the rest of the 30% employees, most of them are KCAM users. They use the AutoCAD, Autodesk, the Adobe After Effects. They generate the most important data asset. So the data asset become a very important security become very important topic for enterprise to take it into account in IT deployment. So this is the remote workstation. So let's start the VMware VDI application introduction. First one is banking counter. In this scenario, we deploy the several Zero client and help desk. Then the system manager, the software manager can dispatch new application and software and message to the front-end Zero client. The system engineer can upgrade Windows patch, Microsoft Office patch. Then they can just do one time and apply to all. And the second one, the most important thing in this application is in traditional way. If something wrong in the computer, and then the system engineer has to do the on-site, the problem diagnostic. But now, there's no need, because you can solve the problem back in the server side. So, that's the reason the banking staff can deliver the better service quality for the customers in the banking operation. Second one is digital signage. you will think about how can digital signage leverage VDI application. So this is how. The digital signage players, they install the management software backend server part, which can deliver up to 2 high-density advertisement video content to the front-end zero client, and in real time, and through the real-time experience, and no latency and uncompromised. So this is digital signage application. Then is image delivery. There are lots of the larger scale hospitals in North America. They utilize VDI in the medical IT system. And the different hospital, don't shake your head, I know you approve my point. So in the hospital, because there are lots of more than one campus, the doctor can be anywhere to log in the system to get back his personal Windows desktop. And they choose Leadtek solution because Leadtek can offer the best video delivery image quality. So this is the hospital application. It's a SCADA application. Actually, our friend comes from Argentina. He's the SCADA expert. The SCADA stands for the supervisor control and data acquisition. Am I right? Yeah. Thank you. So, who will need it? For example, the telecom, NOC, Networking Operation Center, and the power plant, and MRT control center, who use the SCADA system to monitor concurrent situation and then deliver the message to the front end Windows desktop. In traditional way, they use a personal computer in the viewer side, but now they replace the computer by a zero client. So they integrate the SCADA and the computing power to the standalone IT center. So everything will be centralized. This is the SCADA integration. So in this case, who will be our potential prospect? There will be MRT control center, telecom NOC, and power plant, the school computer classroom, enterprise and government VDI, and department store help desk, the banking counter, and chain store kiosk. The benefit in VDI application is the enterprise can minimize the hardware total cost ownership. The system engineer can squeeze the maintenance time. Then there will be no more hardware problem diagnostic, and you can speed up the software deployment. Condense the suspending time equal to enhance your productivity. That's VDI. Then let's go to the remote workstation application. First one is enterprise market. In this diagram, you can see the workstation and the monitor will be separated to different parts. The Windows desktop will be delivered from workstation to a graphic card, and then to a host card, and to the zero client. So that's the reason we can put all of the workstation in backend workstation pool. So as you can see in this diagram, there are 3 different developers. The 3D Max, the Maya, Autodesk 3D Max, Autodesk, Maya, the high-end 3D application developer, and the AutoCAD 2D middle-end developers. This guide connects to the middle-end workstation, but in specific case, this guy to utilize the more high-end computing power workstation. You can just reconnect zero client to another server group, another workstation group. So this is the way you can improve your workstation investing efficiency by resource sharing. Got it? Okay, next one. Second one is education market. Same as previous page, we separate the monitor and workstation to different parts. For some users, for example, Adobe Photoshop, the internet users, or the Microsoft Office users, who doesn't really need a high-performance computing power workstation, so they can be satisfied by VDI infrastructure. So in the school server room, you will find there will be the VMware infrastructure in the workstation pool. So for Office user, they can connect to the VMware VDI run, Photoshop, SAM. For the Adobe After Effects, the superior 3D applications, they need a specific workstation power, so they will connect to the workstation pool. So the teacher, another benefit in this scenario is the teacher can teach After Effects right here, or right there, or right here, or right here, because your workstation is always a standby right there. So after we study the enterprise and the education market story, so we will start to think about how can we to limit a specific user to log in the Zero client, and then after login, how can he select the suitable workstation? So that's the reason we developed a specific tool for you. It's Leadtek Connection Manager. In this case, Leadtek Connection Manager actually is the management software which can be installed in any Windows desktop and then integrate the Active Directory to get back all of the enterprise user account database. Then the supervisor can use browser to do the remote monitoring and management. Then, as you can see, this guy, the blue person, he can just log in the system by this Zero client. He can't log in by this one. And after he log in, he will find the two selectable workstations in drop-down menu. He can be here, and he can be here, and he can't connect to this workstation. Because we group the users and the Zero client and host hub as a pool. So that's the reason you can simplify the management, IT management, depends on your organization chart. So who will be our potential prospect? The manufacturer, KCAM users, the science park, aeroscience, the CATIA, school and institute, Adobe, and entertainment production, building design, the machine, the EDA, MDA, and the military engineering. They will be our prospect users. Then the benefit in this infrastructure is, first one, the IT asset can be centralized. So they will be hassle-free in data leaking issue. Then the hardware deployment will be more flexible than before. And you can downsize the labor cost. And the resource sharing, remember the workstation sharing can be more flexible than before, more dynamically. And lower temperature and more breathing in your office. And your employee will get more free space. And then there will be no more interruption and no noise because your workstation is not nearby your working desktop. So any question? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Yes, I agree.
You don't have to stand up. So please.
So I agree with your point that we have. So I agree with you regarding the resource sharing. That's quite an important requirement for the cloud environment, especially when you're talking about could fall into the private cloud. So the thing is that, do you consider license as one of the resources so we can also share licenses?
Autodesk CEO is here. Maybe he can help to answer. And Adobe is also here. And CATIA also is also here. Actually, I think we ever discussed regarding that. And the answer is, actually, the license still exists. And because the workstation is same as before, it's a standalone workstation, it doesn't change the infrastructure. Just migrate your Windows desktop to another place. That's all. Did I answer your question?
Perfect.
And then you get a t-shirt. Any question? Okay, if there is no any question, then I will do some demonstration for your understanding. Okay, so let's start.